What's going on, guys? My name's David Tomic and welcome back to the channel. Right now we're filming on the brand new Samsung S20 Ultra in glorious 8K. Before we dive into the unboxing, I'm going to be honest with you. Only that first little snippet was filmed in 8K. The rest of this video is going to be filmed directly off the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra with no external microphones plugged in, with no external hardware, just the 4K video recording with HDR10 Plus turned off. Primarily for the fact that I've already recorded this video once in HDR10 Plus and it looked fantastic, but the second I threw it onto the computer to try edit it, it was complete garbage. So instead of wasting my time figuring out how to actually edit it properly, I've decided just to reshoot this video and do it 100 times better. For the simple sake that I've made a huge error, smash that subscribe button and make me feel a little bit better about it. Anyway, let's get into the whole unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. When you get a copy of your Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, it comes in a beautiful matte black box with gloss black S20 Ultra across the top of it. On the sides, we have Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G written, as well as a blank side on the opposite. On the back, completely smooth, really nice texture, and I'm actually quite glad that they've pointed out the fact that it's printed with soy ink. It means they're thinking about their sustainability, they're thinking about the environment, and they want to make a point about it. So, a little bit of a point there for Samsung, just for pointing that out. When we open the box, inside you will find the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Obviously inside my box, you're just going to find a bunch of empty boxes and old headphones that I'm never going to use from this device, because I've already unboxed mine and you're watching what was definitely my first unboxing experience, but I couldn't wait to put together a whole video, so I just recorded that unboxing and I'm compiling the rest of the video now, which has given me about a week to reference MKBHD to actually have a play with this and give you my first impressions of the actual device. So what you'll notice unboxing this device is the black model that I purchased is very, very black. It is almost so hard to see even under studio lighting conditions. Something that's kind of interesting, but also really good. Unfortunately, this does not mean it is not a fingerprint magnet. There are fingerprints all over this device the second you pick it up. And if you think the camera bump is immune to these fingerprints, oh, I'm sorry. The camera bump being so big and pretty dominant on the back of the phone, I can guarantee you're going to be touching the camera bump 24/7. Underneath the phone and underneath the molding of the plastic, you're going to find a 25-watt charger. This, in my experience so far, has been more than enough to get me through a quick charge. It'll do from about 10% battery to 100% in 57 minutes. So that's pretty quick for me. I don't think personally you need to go out and purchase the 40-watt charger unless you're really desperate for a really quick charge. However, an hour charge from flat to full is pretty good in my opinion. Included in the box obviously is a USB-C to USB-C cable. You're also going to get in the box some USB-C headphones, which I haven't tested out, I've had no need for. They're usually pretty decent from Samsung because they are partnered with AKG, which is also the brand that makes their Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus. Speaking of the Buds Plus, I have put in my redemption order to get my free Buds Plus with this Galaxy device. Considering I already have one, I will be giving it away to one of you guys. So if it's something that interests you, smash that subscribe button and be the first to know when I launch the video with the giveaway. Once you've pretty much torn down this box, you're going to notice that something's probably missing. You're actually going to find another little box stuffed into the box. So you're going to have to rip it out and pull out the little plastic case inside. This also plays host to the SIM card and micro SD pin to pop out that tray, and a couple other instruction booklets too. So now that we've unboxed the phone and taken about 4 days to transfer all our stuff over and get all our accounts set up, I actually got to use this device properly for the first time. The thing that I noticed straight away, personally, the reason I bought this phone was because of the camera, so I dived straight into the camera straight away. The camera quality is really good. I'm not going to take anything away from this device because the quality is amazing. However, coming from a DSLR background and somebody who's looking to replace the DSLR setup with a mobile setup, I found it a bit annoying and frustrating that Samsung's promised all these features like super steady, 8K, 4K, but then they've gone ahead and removed selective features from selective other features. Let me give you an example. In 4K, when you turn 4K video recording mode on, or when you turn 8K video recording on, it removes super steady and it also removes autofocus tracking. So if I wanted to lock in on my face, move around, it wouldn't stay focused on me in the frame. Whereas if you bring it down to 1080p, then you will get that feature. I know that's not too much of a big deal, but then when you go to the video settings and go to Pro Video Mode, which is something I was planning on using all the time, you don't have the ability to switch between the cameras. You can only use the main camera, and it's also punched in pretty significantly. So this is a bit of a letdown that Samsung has gone ahead and removed a whole bunch of features from the device that is more than capable of doing everything. That is my number one letdown from this phone on my first impressions so far, is the fact that yes, it has all these amazing features, but then it goes and rips them away from you and goes, nah, sorry mate, you can't use them on that setting. So hopefully this is going to get fixed with a software update. Hopefully we're going to see something in the very near future, but I haven't heard anything from Samsung, I haven't heard anything on the internet, and I don't see it happening in the very near future, unfortunately. What you may notice on this video is the hunting for focus is a little bit different. And that's for the simple fact that the S20 Ultra doesn't have dual pixel autofocus. Now what that means is usually you're going to see a video, especially some of the larger YouTubers, where the dual pixel autofocus always hunts for the face and always hunts to stay in focus. The S20 Ultra, on the other hand, uses phase focusing and phase pixel detection. So what that means is it won't hunt as much, but it will instantaneously find it when it does. This isn't so much of a problem, but it does mean it takes a little bit longer to find the focus. And on the 8K video recording mode, it constantly hunts. It's always thinking it's in focus, it's always transitioning to that next focal point. This is a software glitch in the actual device, and Samsung has come out and said they are fixing it, they're aware of it, it will be in an update very soon, which is very good to hear. Moving away from the camera now and onto the actual features of the device. The device itself is huge. I came from a Samsung S8 Plus background, so I don't usually upgrade my personal phones every 3 years, that's my cycle. It is definitely a different beast in the hand, and unfortunately, because of the large camera bump at the back, which is quite intimidating to look at if I do say so myself, it's basically like looking at that thing, it is a little bit off balance. So the way I hold my phone is pretty much dead center of the phone, and I let it balance on my index finger. Because this phone is weighted more towards the top because of the camera bump, it tends to lean pretty quickly when I let go of my thumb. So that's just something I'm going to have to get used to whilst using this phone. On the plus side, however, the display is phenomenal. When I took it out of the box, one of the first things I did was go to the settings, display, and change that from 60 to 120 straight away. Full disclosure, I've never used a 120Hz refresh rate in a real in-depth kind of review experience in the past. I've always been used to 60Hz refresh rates, and I didn't think it was too much of a big deal. I thought, oh, people are just making a huge deal of this, it's the same stuff. But when you actually have a phone in your hand that has the ability to go from 60 to 120 in the blink of an eye, and you can actually instantly notice the difference, there is a big difference. I've tried to screen record this, which is a fantastic new feature on the S20. Happy about that one. To display the actual differences between 60Hz and 120Hz. When you're on 60Hz mode, you might notice that it kind of pixelates as you scroll up and down. But when you jump to 120Hz, it's a lot smoother, a lot more fluid, and kind of more natural in a sense. As 1,000,001 other people have already said, when you're in 120Hz mode, unfortunately, you can't bump it up to the max resolution that the Samsung S20 Ultra can do. You can only have this maximum resolution on 60Hz display mode. Now Samsung has come out and said that's because of a battery issue, but It has 5,000 amps in the battery, so I don't know. Personally, I'd like to see that option unlocked later down the track, or even as soon as they fix that 8K hunting mode. And that's really all I have for you guys today. The unboxing and the first impressions are very, very important because you kind of get a sense of what the phone's going to be like. Next week, I'm going to be putting together a full camera review and I'm going to be testing it against a full frame DSLR camera. So we're going to see if my 2,000 Australian dollar investment can actually stand up to my $3,000-4,000 camera sitting there. Hopefully we're going to get some very interesting results, and so far what I've played around with this camera is I know we are going to get some very interesting results. So stay tuned for that. If it's something that interests you, smash that subscribe button down below, 2020 style, and as always, I'll see you next Monday.